right, guys, so I'm always talking about iced coffee because I am addicted, and in the summer I always bust out my French press and I make my own cold brew. And I honestly don't know why I don't do this year round because it's such a money saver. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I do my cold brew today. First of all, this will save you a ton of money. You wouldn't believe how many cups of coffee you can get out of a bag of coffee by brewing it yourself. Second of all, it tastes way better than Starbucks. And yeah, it's just something like a treat that you always have in your fridge, and it's delicious. So let me show you what I use. All right, so this is what I get. I get the Trader Joe's. This is a medium roast ground coffee. You can buy your own beans and you can grind them if you like it super fresh. That's what my mom does. But I would suggest not getting anything lighter than a medium roast. Like, don't get a light roast because then it's just going to be like watery and not that good. You could do a dark roast. You could get espresso beans and grind them. Just do you. Whatever you like, get it. I definitely recommend this because it is a really smooth coffee. And this whole bag was $4.99. Yes, the whole bag was $4.99 and lasts me almost 3 weeks. It's crazy. So, I mean, my Starbucks out here costs like $5 something. So this will save you so much money. The second thing, the most important thing that you need is the Botom. I mean, you don't have to get a Botom, but these really aren't that expensive. I want to say they're like $16 to $20, and this is a French press. My mom and I got these probably like 8 years ago, before cold brew was even cool, before people were even talking about cold brew, before we even actually knew how to use a French press. So yeah, this has definitely gotten its use, and I really like this. Mine is the bigger one. They do sell one that is smaller that you probably only could make 1 or 2 cups of coffee out of, but I tend to fill this up so that I can have 2 or 3 days worth of coffee. It just kind of depends on like how fresh you want your coffee or whatever. So, and these are just, I'll show you guys how I like put my coffee together because I'm obsessed with that. So let me give you the recipe. So you have your French press. And what I do, I just get my measuring cups out and I use 1/3 cup of grounds. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be like level or anything. I mean, it can be heaped over a little bit. So you put 1/3 cup of grounds in your French press to 1.5 cups of cold water. So what I did when I made this last night, I like doubled the recipe. So I did, 2 1/3 cups and then obviously 3 cups of water. So what you do is you put that in your French press, and the beans, the grounds, whatever. So the grounds, you'll take a spoon. I always use just a wooden spoon, and you will mix it around like this, and then your French press should have 2 tops. So I take just the top that fits on it like this, and I put it in the refrigerator. So this has sat for over 12 hours. So this is ready to go. I'm gonna show you what I do after it's sat for a while. So what I do is I get it out of the refrigerator, usually first thing in the morning, and I take my wooden spoon or whatever, and you kind of, just stir the coffee a little bit. It gets some of the grounds off the bottom. And then what you do is you take your top here, and it has like a filter on it, so that filters out all the grounds. And you just snap it. I'm doing this one-handed, so I hope that I can get this on without making a mess. Okay, so I snapped it on. I can't do things one-handed. So you want this plunger thing all the way to the top because you're gonna plunge down and filter the coffee. So here we go. So you can see that I've like pushed the grounds down to the bottom, and then this is just like filtered coffee. And I actually usually do it twice just to make sure, all the grounds aren't in the coffee. then, ta-da! So my coffee's ready now. And this is a pitcher, so it's super convenient. You can just put it back in your fridge and, you know, drink whenever you want. So what I do first is I just put a little hazelnut at the bottom. And yes, I am using a wine glass. And then I take my cold brew, put a little in there, take my straw, stir it around. And then I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I'm like obsessed with ice. Like I feel like ice just makes your coffee, your iced coffee. I don't know what it is. Like I'm very particular about my ice. This is gonna be a mess because I'm doing it one-handed. And what I do, I usually fill it all the way up to the top because I told you I love me some ice. Just put that in my sink. All right, now what I do is I fill it up a little more. And then this is my favorite part. Take a little creamer. And obviously it looks so cool when it starts to spread out. Oh my gosh, I am making such a damn mess. It's all good though. All right, so that's it. This is my iced coffee. Doesn't it look so delicious and refreshing? It is. I totally recommend the Botom French press. I've made a total mess on my counter, but you know what? It's all good. So let me know if you try this recipe and what you think of it, or if you have any coffee recommendations for grounds, let me know.